Welcome to I Love the Library. Hardly a day goes by that we don't hear something about DNA. It's become very popular, of course, in criminal forensics, but there are other uses for DNA. I read the book, The Genetic Strand, Exploring a Family History Through DNA by Edward Ball. It was a very interesting book. The author had sort of inherited an antique desk, and I say sort of because he actually did have to pay some money to get this piece of furniture along with some of the others, and it had been in his family since about 1800. When he was exploring the desk, he actually found a hiding place, and within that hiding place he found samples of hair that had been cut from ancestors from the early 1800s, and each one of the hair samples was labeled so he knew which ancestor it came from. Well, he had decided that he was going to have the hair tested for mitochondrial DNA. Now, mitochondrial DNA is passed down from your mother. He took it to the lab and they tested it, and he was pretty surprised when he got the results because they said that they had found Native American markers in the DNA. Well, he was told all his life that they were white and they knew their whole family history, where they had come from, and so he, of course, told his family members, and they were all trying to figure out how that could be. So they went back through their family history and came up with scenarios on how that could have actually happened. Well, they were French Huguenots that had settled along the Santee River in South Carolina. And they actually found an historical record that said that there was an Indian attack along the Santee River May 6th in 1715, which is when his family was there. And the Indian attack was so bad that the whites had to flee the area. So they're thinking that if they acted the way a lot of soldiers do, that could have been when the 13% Native American entered their family tree. That was just one scenario that they came up with. He did have more of the hair, so he decided to do some research on other labs, and he did take some more of the hair samples from the same person or persons to these other labs and had it tested. Well, when they did come back with the results from the other two labs, they didn't find any Native American markers. So they're thinking the first readings were false readings, and the book is just very interesting. It's got a lot of microbiology in the beginning because it does describe all about DNA. And if you can wade through the first part that's full of the microbiology, it gets very interesting. And that, of course, is a bias on my part because I'm more interested in the family history than in the science. But you might not have that bias. Well, I recommend the book, and there are a lot of other books on DNA here in the library. This one is DNA Analysis by William Hunter. This one is The Human Genome Project, What Does Decoding DNA Mean for Us by Kevin Alexander Boone. This one is A Life Decoded by My Genome, My Life by J. Craig Venter. This one is The DNA, The Secret of Life by James A. Watson. So come on into the library and learn more about DNA. Hope to see you here at the library.